create energy. May our learning be fruitful. May love and harmony dwell among us. Om, peace, peace, peace be unto all. Good morning and namaste. Very happy to be here, and today's retreat in 2 sessions. The topic is happiness is overrated. I'll start with a thought experiment. Think about it. Okay. Imagine you live in a village and your spouse lives in a city. So you come from village to your spouse's place to stay with him or her, and you are given a small room to live. The room is less than 50 square feet. That's your bedroom, that's your living room, that's your kitchen, that's your pantry, that's your storeroom. Not only that, if there are guests, you have to accommodate them in that less than 50 square feet of space. There is no restroom, no bathroom. You have to wake up early in the morning before sunrise so that you can take bath in the river that is flowing by. Whether it is winter or rainy season, it does not matter. Throughout the day, people keep coming to visit your spouse, and whosoever visits, you have to cook for them all the time. You have just finished cooking for a group of people and fed them, then you see another group of people have arrived. And it is given that you have to again cook for them. Add to that, you don't get to see your spouse. Most of the days, you don't get to see your spouse at all, for which you came all the way. Okay? And you are confined to that less than 50 square feet of space all day long. You hardly can go out. Now, how many of us can live in this situation, and for how many days? Just think about it. Objectively speaking, it is a horrible condition for living, right? Horrible condition for living. Whatever progress we have made in understanding psychology of human happiness and well-being, through the yardstick of all these metrics, such a person, forget about happiness, is living a horrible life. Objectively, such a life we cannot call a happy life at all, a flourishing life at all. And those of you know what I was referring to. It was not a thought experiment at all. It is a fact. It is from the life of Holy Mother Sri Sarada Devi. She was in Jairambati village for many years, came to Dakshineshwar temple where Sri Ramakrishna was living, and she was given a space called Nahavat, a small room. And I did not explain all of the living conditions that she had to go through. When she was asked about this time of her life, what did she say? What are the blissful days I have passed in the Dakshineshwar? As if a picture of bliss was installed in my heart all the time. All the time. Now, this incident makes us to think, what is happiness? What we think of happiness objectively. And as you know, for the last 20 years, a lot of research is going on this particular subject of human happiness and flourishing. A new branch of psychology called positive psychology, right? It is the hot subject now, is booming. Lot of studies every day coming up in important journals, even popular journals, about what makes a human being happy. What makes a human being happy? And if we take all these journals and read their recommendations for happiness, they do not match with just now the circumstances we came to know about Holy Mother. But she says it is a bliss, a picture of bliss as it were placed in my heart. So the question is now, was she happy? As we understand happiness, she was not. So what is this bliss she is referring to? Whenever she is referring to as a picture of bliss, it's a symbolic of some inner joy, a calm, something permanent, which does not depend upon external circumstances. And that leads us to a forgotten virtue called contentment. Santosha, contentment. Even psychologists now are realizing that there are many virtues which are spoken of in the world scriptures which we have overlooked now. And it's probably time to look back into them. One of them, another virtue, a lot of research is going on, named humility. Humility, the quiet virtue. Similarly, they are saying contentment, santoshaha, satisfaction, is a quiet virtue. And probably it is time for us to forget happiness, chasing happiness, and go back to contentment. If we look around, the trends now in the social media, in the TV, in the YouTube, is a hustle for happiness. The culture now is called hustle for happiness. TikTok trends, a new hack, a new trend, a new kind of routine, a new kind of spa, a new kind of treatment, a new kind of wellness regime, all of them are allure of happiness. Happiness now comes in different form. Scented, subscription-based, algorithm-approved happiness. So now, suddenly, people are becoming, crazy about being happy. Happy, we have to be happy. And a big industry now, as you know, wellness industry. Wellness industry. Why wellness industry? People are thinking, we are less happy. We have to be more happy. And those who follow social media, the unconscious pressure is on us. We are not doing enough. We are not having enough. We are not earning enough. We are not sufficient enough who we are. We have to do more, we have to earn more, we have to have more, we have to be more. It's a hustle for happiness. Someone said, we are now too exhausted to be happy. So exhausted to be happy. So this is something we should think deeply about. That wherever we are thinking or hearing about, this will make us happy, this will make you happy, an easy route to become happy, we just have to think about, is it a craze going on? Is it a fad going on? Do I have to purchase all of these fads? Or what if the real joy is just there, plainly there, hiding inside us? We have to just reckon with it. This is contentment. Contentment. So what is the difference between happiness and contentment? Happiness, as we understand, is external. It's a dependent. We set some goal, we have to do this, we have to go there, we have to achieve this, then only we become happy. Whereas contentment means something internal. It is taking time to appreciate what we already have. What we already have, we are not just paying attention to it. Paying attention to it. Happiness is needed in our life. We should not think happiness is bad. Happiness is needed. They are the bright spots of our life. When happy moments come, we should grab those moments. We should immerse ourselves in happiness. But we should not continuously chase after happiness. These cravings for something more and more makes it even more elusive. Whereas contentment, apparently it appears to be very plain, unattractive, boring. What contentment you are speaking of? But its power is extraordinary. It appears to be small, but its root runs deep within. Deep within. Contentment is that root which lets us remain firm in ever-shifting circumstances of the world, which is always pressuring us to go bigger, larger, and having more and more. The happiness, if happiness is the blue blazer that you have in your closet, you wear it once a year. Contentment is the 10-year-old hoodie that you wear every day. If happiness is the $500 high heels that you wear to parties, Instagram-worthy heel, contentment is the Skechers slipper you wear every day. Comfort. If happiness is pancake with maple syrup and lot of whip, contentment is a sandwich or oatmeal that you take every day. If happiness is a vacation in Costa Rica, contentment is sipping a cup of tea or coffee at your backyard. If happiness is cryptocurrency suddenly jumping into high, contentment is your secure treasury bond. These are the difference between happiness and contentment. Happiness asks us to do more, get more, to be there, then only I will be happy. Contentment says, look, are you missing out on what you already have? Are you not asking for more even before looking at what you already have? This is contentment. This is contentment. If you look at the scriptures, every scripture speaks about one virtue of santosha, contentment. Take Bhagavad Gita. Sri Krishna says, who are a great devotee? First word, santushtaha. Santushtaha sattam yogi. Who is a great devotee? Santushtaha. One who is content. One who is discontent, restless, with that mind, devotion is a far cry. Far cry. Ramchandra, when he was young, he wanted to learn Jnana Yoga from his guru, Vasishtha. And we know the conversation is Yoga Vasishtha, one of the most fundamental books of non-dual Vedanta, Advaita Vedanta. After saying all of it, Vasishtha tells Rama, if you want to pursue the path of non-dual Vedanta, there are 4 gateways. Chatvari Darapalaha, Rama, try to practice all of them, or at least one of them, or 2 of them. What are those 4 gateways for non-dual knowledge? Shamaha, a control of is sense control. Santosha, contentment. Third is vichara, the capacity to discern what is real, what is unreal, what is permanent, what is temporary, what is everlasting, what is changing, and finally sadhu sangha, the company of holy people. Patanjali, in his Raja Yoga, Patanjali Sutras, puts lot of emphasis on this virtue. In niyama, it comes under niyama, santosha. One of the things spiritual practitioners should do is practice santosha, contentment. And Patanjali says, what happens if somebody is content? Santoshat anuttama sukhalava. If somebody practices contentment, they get unsurpassable joy. A joy which is unsurpassable. Vyasa, in his commentary to this sutra, this aphorism, he says, whatever joy and pleasures there are in the whole world, whatever joys there are in heaven, if all are clubbed together, they don't come close to a person who is content. Think about it. Contentment means I am happy about whatever I am happy. I don't want anything. So one definition of poor and rich is, who is poor? Who wants? Who is rich? Who does not want? Is not it? When we are wanting, even if I am a trillionaire, but I am still wanting, I am poor. But suppose I live a life which I can sustain myself well, reasonably well, but I have a sense of enough. I have a sense of satisfaction with my life. Am I not more rich than the trillionaire guy who is looking for more and more? Holy Mother said this very brief, nicely. They started a charitable dispensary in a village called Koalpada. It was to serve the poorest of the poor people of the village who did not have access to health care. And the monk who was in charge of that dispensary, she reported to Holy Mother, Mother, some people who can afford, they are also coming to the charitable dispensary. But this is meant for poor. Holy Mother said, whosoever thinks they are poor, they are poor. So serve them. Even they can afford the medicine, but mentally they are poor. So let them have these free medicines. This is the difference between happiness and contentment. Happiness is never ending. Hedonistic treadmill. You run and run and run, never it ends. But contentment is a sense of enough. Enough is good. Enough, I am satisfied with enough. We think we'll be happy when we will fulfill all our bucket list. But guess what? The bucket list never gets short. It keeps on increasing. You have a bucket list of 10 places to visit. You visit 10 places. In the meantime, you have come across 20 more places you should visit. Bucket list has grown. So thinking that I will be happy after only completing my bucket list is an illusion. It's a leaky bucket we are trying to fill. A leaky bucket. But compared to that, contentment is a wonderful thing. Wonderful capacity. Holy Mother said that there is no wealth, no treasure equal to contentment. Santosheche, there is no more wealth than contentment. Even look at it, even intuitively you think about it. Would you like a saint who is grouchy? Or would you like a saint who is content? If you think yourself, who is spiritually advanced? A person who is content with their surroundings, or a person who is restless, unhappy about their surroundings. Now intuitively you think yourself, whom would you say is spiritually advanced? We understand the metric, if there is a metric, if there is a yardstick of understanding where we are progressing in spirituality or not, it is one yardstick. Are we becoming more content with day? So Santosha is such a spiritual practice. Santosha is like all-purpose garden mix, which goes well in for every type of flowers. So if we are content, no matter which spiritual practice we are doing, that our spiritual practice will take wings. So Santosha is, that's why, such a wonderful virtue. I wanted to focus on this. Because as I understand, the culture that we are living now is a loud culture. Narcissism is more important now than being humble. If you go to social media channels, influencers, narcissism is the virtue. How loud you can be about yourself, how shamelessly you can talk about yourself, how self-aggrandized you can be. All of it unconsciously lives in our mind a sense that we also have to be. We have to also flaunt what we have. We have to also show what we have. We have to tell what we are. We have to have also lot of followings in any way, lot of views. It's a loud culture. Similarly, it's a culture of flaunting, showing everything I am purchasing, every vacation I am going to. And in fact, some people are now taking vacation so that they can post photos. Social media. Yeah, it's true. True. For anything they are doing, the main motive is, when can I post it? Posting, that is flaunting, has become the biggest thing. So what it is taking away, the quiet joy of contentment. All of these are making us feel that we are not happy enough. My friends in my social circle are probably living a happier life. I am not earning enough, I am not having enough, I am not doing enough for my children, for my kids, and I am not perfect enough. I have to be more perfect. That's why I think it's a great opportunity for us that we pause at these moments and think about these quiet virtues, which are non-glamorous virtue. Non-glamorous virtue in today's world. Be content with whatever we have. Content with whatever we have. Neurologically speaking, happiness follows dopamine pathway. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter which is secreted when we have cravings and the craving is met. And most importantly, remember, we don't get satisfaction by meeting the need. The craving itself is the joy. More. We don't actually enjoy the thing we are craving for. The anticipation, the craving, that keeps us going. That is the dopamine pathway. An extreme of that pathway is addiction. Addiction. More. If you ask a addictive person, suppose a substance, one who is addicted to substance, do you really enjoy it? They don't. But the craving is important. So why do they take it? Because it creates the sense of more. More I want. It is nothing to do with real satisfaction. It's a dopamine pathway. So dopamine pathway is built to make us think what we are lacking, what we are missing out, and seek them out, chase them, crave for them. It was never meant to give us joy. Whereas contentment follows a different pathway. It is called serotonin pathway. A serotonin is secreted when we feel that we are satisfied with small things. It does not give us dopamine high. It does not give us high craving like dopamine, but it is a quiet joy. Just imagine the examples I gave you. After a wonderful sleep, suppose you take a cup of coffee, go back to your backyard, and you watch the spring, a few birds chirping, and you take a moment to enjoy this moment. Immerse in this moment, sipping a coffee and listening to the birds chirping and the beauty in nature. That is a quiet joy. That is a real satisfaction of life. That is contentment. That is serotonin pathway. Serotonin pathway. So dopamine pathway is a hedonistic treadmill. We run, but we never get where we want to get. A serotonin pathway is appreciating the moments that we have. And actually, contentment is the thing that keeps everything steady when things are falling apart. Things are falling apart. Contentment shows us or teaches us to appreciate the path we are walking, even if the path is uneven. Even if the path is uneven, contentment allows us to appreciate even the uneven path. This is the difference between happiness and contentment. So, that's why I kept the title, Happiness is Overrated. We should really look after something which really nourishes us, our soul. And if we are lost into this happiness fad, happiness craze, we'll never get life satisfaction. Life satisfaction. So having said that, now comes the real question. What is contentment? The scriptures tell us be content. But they don't break down for us. It is left unto us, okay? Be content. How can we be content? How can we be content? Because we have to remember the big picture. Contentment itself is a great goal in life. But for a spiritual seeker, contentment is not the goal. Contentment is steadiness, stability of mind, which will help me to progress in my spiritual path. With this view, we need to understand what is contentment and how can we be content. Okay, so contentment itself can be a goal, a worthy goal of being content in our life. But for a spiritual seeker, contentment is a baseline, a groundwork for our spiritual progress. Spiritual progress. Okay. So what is contentment? We shall take the dictionary definition of contentment and break it down. How can we be content? Sounds good? Sounds good? Dictionary definition of contentment. So dictionary definition of contentment is making peace with what you have, the circumstances you are in, and who you are. Making peace with what you have, the circumstances you are in, and who you are. So three components: our possessions, our circumstances or situation, and finally, who we are, our status or our identity. Can we be comfortable in all of this? That is the goal of contentment. Okay. So we shall take each of them one by one. In first session, I will take up the first one. How to make peace with what we have. What we have. Human beings were never satisfied. with their possessions. It's a flaw in the system, you may say, in the bug, in the original source code. The source code itself, in the manufacturing product itself, there is a fault that we are never satisfied with what we have. In Bhagavatam, imagine, Bhagavatam says, Bhagavatam, such a old scripture, it says, in this world, there is enough to make for everybody's needs. In this world, we have enough resources to meet the needs of all the people. But the resources of the whole world is not sufficient to meet the want of a single village. All the resources of the world cannot satisfy the want of a single village. Need and want. Want has no end. So human beings were never in their whole history satisfied with what they had. Their possessions. We always wanted more. But now, because of this digital age, it has been amplified in different ways we are not even understanding. One is, first of all, is artificial need is being created in our mind. Things we don't need at all, but commercials unconsciously make us think we need them. And actually this is the fuel of consumerism. Fuel of consumerism. That a thing you don't need, how can I create a need in your mind after which you will feel I need it? In Bhagavad Gita it is said that how this need is created. A want is created. And it has a gradual process. Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha sangateshu pajayate sangat sanjayate kama kamat krodho vijayate. Like that. What happens? Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha. First, I see a thing. I think about a thing. It is flashing in the screen, in the billboards, in the highway signboards. I look at it. Then a liking starts going. Oh, it's a nice car. It's a nice car, new car has come. Then after some time, we start seeing more and more about it, searching for more about it. And that's why we see nowadays websites are built in such a way that you can interact more with the product. You can see a 360-degree view. You can try it on your own room. You can take a photo of it and try it virtually on your own room. All of these are meant to create a need, gradual need. First I appreciated it, then I start liking it, then I think I love the product. It will be nice to have this product. And it has gradually become, I need it. I need it. I am reading a book right now which was published just 2 weeks ago. Hard Feelings by a psychotherapist named Daniel Smith. So he's talking about the difficult emotions that human beings we have and what should we learn from those difficult emotions. One of them is envy. Envy. And you'll be surprised the history of envy in America. Up till 1910, in class textbooks, envy was told to be a sin. Don't envy others. Don't covet. Don't be envious about things others have. Try to be content with what you have. It was a textbook thing. But as soon as industrialization came, they found out that envy can be a great tool to exploit human beings into purchasing things they don't need. If you look at the first advertisement that were published in New York Times at that time, all were designed to create envy. For example, the first advertisement that came was about a tailor shop in New York. They wanted to sell their tailoring product, and the advertisement was a common American guy is standing by and someone handsome wearing dress made by that tailor is walking by. The photo itself will tell that this is a better version and this is a lower version of what I am. The person who is wearing that tailor-made suits appearing to be taller, handsome, healthier, desirable person. And the person who is in a plain cloth, he is shabby, plain. So they were trying to take the help of this thing we already have in human beings, envy. If we can make envious of you about your neighbors, I can sell products. In 2003, a book was published here, Keeping Up with the Joneses. Keeping up with the Joneses. That is, your neighbor is having it, you don't have it. Go for it. So an artificial need is being created in our mind about things we don't need. A young person, I was so happy in Calgary, Canada, I met him. The young guy, he told me, Swami, I have understood one thing. I said, what? He said, it does not take much to be happy. It takes a lot to show I am happy. It takes a lot to show to others that I am happy. And that is what we are being made to believe. So, scriptures say, Vedanta say, that our liking, our need, want is created from Shobhana Adhyasa. Vedanta says anything in the world is ambivalent. Whether it is desirable or not, we impose. Our mind imposes values on matter. Things themselves are neutral. So, what the advertisements, commercials, these companies try to do, try to create the Shobhana Adhyasa, impose beauty, desirableness on things we don't want. We want. We purchase a thing, Amazon immediately sends us an email. Customers who purchase this also purchase this. Right? So that we can go and check what others did it. Joneses did it, so let's see what Joneses also liked. I want to share a dark joke with you, don't mind. A few years ago, one of my classmates from elementary school, she contacted me and she said, I have written a novel. Will you read it, please? So to make her happy, I purchased the novel she said it is available in Amazon. I purchased from Amazon, I did not like it, it's not up to the mark. Of course, she's a budding writer, and I don't know how I came up with the joke. Was it my original or I read somewhere? So when she asked me for feedback, I said, well, after purchasing this book from Amazon, I got an email which showed me customers who purchased this book also purchase a stool and rope. She is my, elementary school friend, so I can take this liberty. So whenever I get, an email from Amazon, the customers who also purchase, I always think about a rope and stool. The point is this, that we have to think. So what is happening here is these are creating discontent in our mind. That things we don't need, but an artificial need is being created, we are not even aware how it is happening. This is called heuristic. Human beings have some biases, some blind spots, and these companies, they hire top-notch behavioral scientists to exploit ourselves. But we have to save ourselves. Companies will not do anything for us. So they allow us to be discontent all the time. They allow us to envy others so that we purchase products. But for our own peace of mind, joy in life, satisfaction of life, we have to stand up. And we have to ask this question that is it a want or is it a need? I have seen, being a monk, many things I have purchased, later on I have not used it at all. In fact, they say, I was reading yesterday, someone who is specialist in cleaning or decluttering home, is a professional declutter. She was telling, usually in American households, only 20% of the things are used. 20% of the things that we have are used. Rest of them we have just kept. Just kept because we have big houses and self-storage spaces. So the idea is that many things we purchase and we think our life will be meaningless, joyless until we get them, until we have them, until we possess them. We have to challenge those ideas. Whenever we have a feeling that I want to purchase it, we have to stop. Is it a want or a need? How to distinguish between the two? One way of thinking about it, if it is a need, it will be jeopardizing. Absence of it will jeopardize my life, day-to-day life. My basic needs will be jeopardized. For example, the roof is leaking, so it is a need that we need to mend the roof. My car is broke. I need to really mend it, go to take it to a workshop. But wants are which if we don't have them right now, there will not be much difference in our life. Those things will not add much value to our existing life. So one method will be that put it into wish list and see after 7 days how you feel. So I have a big bad habit of purchasing books, and my room does not have space to containing books. So what I do now, in any book I feel enthusiastic about, I put it into my wish list, Amazon wish list, and later on I go back and see whether I still have the urge to buy the book, or my local library, is it available there, or can they purchase it? So now most of the new books that I read, I don't purchase. I place a request to my library and they get it for me. And it is also a deadline for me. I have to finish it in 21 days or 1 month. Similarly, I believe, we can be much happy about our possessions if we can distinguish between want and need. And we'll find that we have enough to be happy about, enough to be content about. In fact, most of you will probably agree with me that if you travel in time machine and go taken to your childhood and asked, what will be your dream life like? What will be your dream life? You will find you are already living a dream life, or even better than your dream life. Just think about it. Think about it. Most of us are living better than our dream life, but we are not taking the moment to appreciate whatever we have. This thing, to be discontent about what we have, has been further exacerbated by social media. By comparison, human beings love to compare with others. It was always there. We are social animal. We love to compare with others. But earlier, our comparison was with real people. With real people. 100, 150 people we knew well. So we knew what others have and what they don't have. We knew them. Now, thanks to social media, we have thousands of friends all over the globe. And what they are showing in their posts, curated version of their life. Very curated version of their life. Which is not true at all. Nobody is showing the problems they are going through. Nobody will be showing the leaky garage they have, problematic car they have. But they will show a post, a happy vacation in Costa Rica. And you were watching that post stuck in a traffic jam. So the mind will compare, all of my friends are having wonderful time and what a sucker I am. I am stuck in traffic jam. They will post the views of their, wonderful living room, which were messy so long. They have just cleaned it up and took a photo and put on Instagram and a hashtag feeling grateful. And you will look at your living room, oh, my living room is messy. Immediately mind will compare, they are all having a wonderful life. Their kids are winning Olympiads and local competitions. Mine one is struggling with homework. So this curated version, so we are comparing our real life with the curated versions of our unknown people. That is making us more and more discontent, unhappy. We are not appreciating what we have. We are constantly being reminded what you are missing out on. And if you look, people who post more about their life, more and more, surprising thing would you like to know? They are suffering from severe mental problems. Ask any psychotherapist, what is the most common characteristic of your patients? They will say, they post a lot. They post a lot in social media. Actually, how often and frequently you post on social media about the good life you are having is a sure indicator how bad life you are having. Because those people cannot accept themselves. They feel insecure about themselves. They are constantly chasing external validation. Others have to tell I am having a good life. And I have seen a pre-monastic life. I had a friend, university friend, and I saw her posts on Facebook. I had a Facebook account for some time. I thought, wow, it's a happy family. When I visited the family, it's a broken family. Absolutely broken family, but every day smiling photos. And then I realized they fight all the time. Before taking a selfie, all they are smiling. But others don't know it. Others are seeing only the happy moments. And then mind starts comparing about what we are missing. We are not able to appreciate the things we have in our life. Things in our life. And sometimes even these two are suppose absent. Suppose there is no ad in our life, no social media. Still, the culture is such, all over the globe, as if society wants us to have more, to do more. It's an internal pressure we feel. Am I doing enough? Am I having enough? Should I not try more? It's the internal pressure is built. So what we have to do then, we have to savor the life. Learn to appreciate the things we have in our life. What is happening is this. Imagine you are taking a hike. You have a summit to reach, right? But if you think, go. Only if I reach the summit, I'll be a happy person. But what about the landscape around? Is it not good to stop, pause once in a while at a lookout point and appreciate the landscape all around us? Similarly, we should also make it a habit, daily habit, a ritual to appreciate things we are already having. And savoring those moments, take time, slow down, enjoy the cup of coffee at your backyard. You will find a cup of coffee at your backyard every day is much important than once in a vacation to Costa Rica. Costa Rica. Okay. So, this is how we can learn to be content with what we have. Learn to be at peace with our possession, which the world around us is trying to purposefully destroy. Remain discontent, be envious, remain outraged. Silicon Valley will be benefited. The trillionaires will be benefited at the cost of ours. We have to ask these questions: want versus need. Then stop comparing our life with curated posts of our friends on Facebook, Instagram. And finally, can we enjoy the journey, the hike that we are taking called life? Is it all about reaching the summit? Is it not also about appreciating the landscape we are passing through? So this will be a great lesson for all of us. Think about Holy Mother Sarada Devi. Holy Mother Sarada Devi, one monk, Swami Ishadhyananandak, he came to Holy Mother Sarada Devi at a very early age. He almost grew up in Holy Mother's vicinity. So one Swami asked him, so you have also seen many people, your own mother, your own sister, and you have also seen Holy Mother so closely. What is the difference you find? He said immediately, in Holy Mother I found someone who can be satisfied all the time. No craving for anything. No craving. How one can be satisfied with whatever they have is something wonderful to learn from. Holy Mother is an embodiment of contentment. We shall see more about Holy Mother. Actually, we started our thought experiment with Holy Mother. That if we read Holy Mother's life and contemplate, we'll find that we are finding satisfaction and contentment in our day-to-day life. Things we are having with our possessions. Okay. So with this I conclude this session. Next session I will take up two more difficult tasks. How to be peace with our circumstances, our situation, the difficult people around us, and finally how we can be satisfied with what we are. How can we accept as we are? These are gradually difficult, but worth knowing, worth exploring. If we can, we'll find that we are becoming more and more satisfied, more and more at peace in our day-to-day life. We don't have to run for every retreat. We don't have to fly for every yoga session. Or we don't have to take, expensive vacations to Europe to be happy and content. We can be content wherever we are. We shall explore that part, and we should not lose sight of the bigger picture that contentment is a base, a firm basis for our spiritual progress. The more content we can be in our mind, the better will be our spiritual progress, our spiritual practices. We will love our spiritual practices. It will not be I should, but I get to do what I do. I get to meditate. I get to take Lord's name. Then spiritual practice will not feel like a should hanging on our shoulders. But spiritual practice is something we look forward to for doing. For that, we need to be content with ourselves, our circumstances, and our possessions. We shall continue this journey in the second half. I would love to take your questions or your comments on this topic. I'll be happy to hear from you. Yeah.
So if a kid says, they say that I am contented, okay, I don't want to go to the university, okay, I am happy with whatever I have. So the question is contentment versus growth in life.
Yes.
How will you answer?
Yes, this is the most common question I get, and I thought every time I will already answer this question, but I was between contentment and complacency. Complacent, contentment is not complacent or stagnant. Contentment does not mean I will not have any ambition. Contentment means I appreciate what I have, but I can also aim for growth. Another way is I am never happy with what I am. I am always thinking about what is to do more and more and more and more. So there is subtle difference. Spiritually speaking, contentment is a sattvic, a state of sattva, when our mind is buoyant, lucid, clear, joyful. And complacency is tamasic. I am indifferent. My belongings are messy. I am performing repeatedly badly, but I think I am okay. That means I don't have the inertia. I am inert. I am in inertia. I don't aim for growth. I cannot change myself. I cannot aspire for higher things. These are the two differences. One can be content. At the same time, one can aspire for ambition and growth, healthy striving. This is important in our life. The one example is, contentment is like a pure crystal lake which is reflecting the sunlight. And complacency is a stagnant pond breeding mosquitoes. This illustration, if you remember, I think it will help. Yes, sir.
Swamiji, thank you for the information you gave. Now, are you an ambassador for Costa Rica?
Oh, actually, I don't know many vacation places. Costa Rica is only comes to my mind. Okay, replace it with anything else. Florida, Miami.
Cancun?
Oh yeah, okay. In Mexico, right?
Yes.
Oh.
I think probably you might have seen these advertisements of Costa Rica and New York Times quite a bit. So.
Costa Rica, I don't know where I have come across Costa Rica. Yeah. Bahamas, yeah? Yeah. Yes.
So it's not a question. You said you invite comments. So I have one, and don't take it otherwise. I have a feeling that you should keep clearing of the universities. Don't visit them, particularly the psychology or the AI department. They are already unemploying so many people. And because of you, they will be all unemployed.
Why?
Because of this psychology, you said
Oh, I'm telling you,
brilliant psychologists are coming up with all this.
Oh, yeah.
And hearing you,
Yeah.
you all-
Now, what I am telling is bad for consumerism. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, absolutely.
being sarcastic.
Yeah, I'm sure. They may sue me even. Yes.
Swami, I have two points. One is this very system we live in, it is continuously forcing us to behave in this way.
Yes.
Let me tell you, I come from, I have spent my time in university.
Yeah.
Today a faculty member to get public, they have to have, there are faculty who are publishing 10 to 20 papers a year. Unless they do that and bring in $1 million brands, they will not get tenure. So they are continuously in a state of what you describe,
Chasing and craving.
chasing. And this name fame, unless you can draw this, become famous, you will not get the big brands.
Yeah.
This is the whole system is driving you to
Yes.
there. Now you have a family to support, you have students to support. How to if you take this, if the young faculty takes this,
Seriously, yeah.
how to handle this stress? I mean, second point is, today if you look at the capitalist, the rulers of the society, like here you see the symbols like Elon Musk, Donald Trump. In India you have Ambani. They are the ones who are controlling this our world and driving it to disaster. How to? I mean, I can change my personal life. I don't have me, but unless they change, unless they think differently, how will this consumerism?
No, this is the thing. We cannot run, we are up against a big force. The thing is, these are normals now. What I told to go against are the new normals. But whatever is normal does not mean will be good for us. It's normal for consumeristic society, but does not mean it will make us happy, satisfied. So that's why we have to put effort, we have to think all of this. We have to even become probably unpopular in our social circles because, not living up to the Joneses. For not living up to the Joneses, we may be driving the same old car for 20 years and living a simple lifestyle, and our social circles may want us to change. It's a real battle, but we have to also think that should we sacrifice our real joy and happiness in the altar of what is normal? What will make the billionaires happy? No, we cannot. So our job will be to save ourselves first. We cannot change the society. We cannot change the society. Yeah, absolutely. What I will be telling are not very easy things. What I am telling is, just to think, because we are also, we easy to be carried away by these social forces. Very easy to be carried away. And I think as a monk, it is my duty, you may like it or not, to show you the path of Dharma. And I never say these are the easy practices I am preaching. But just to take a moment to think about these things. Yeah. Okay. To really, be satisfied, what is called real satisfaction in life. Yeah.
Swamiji, really, you got me thinking, and you were talking about how society creates this craving within us.
Yes.
And it reminded me of this song in the 90s by a Canadian artist. The title was Constant Craving. However, there can be a different kind of craving also.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked up the lyrics to that song and why I was so fascinated by that song. because there's one paragraph in there. It says, maybe a great magnet pulls all souls towards truth. Or maybe it is life itself that feeds wisdom to its youth. So my comment is that sometimes we ignore that call from within, which is pulling us towards goodness also. So any thoughts on that aspect of how we can elevate that while we ignore just the other?
Yes, absolutely. If you think about, again, if you go back to yesterday's talk, unless we have a noble goal of our life, these things will always distract us. People who have higher goals in their life, a worthy goal, a big project, you may say, they will be less distracted by this type of consumerist allure. They would not mind whether they are approved by the social media posts or not when they have a very high goal in their life. Yeah. And that is the reason actually we are talking about contentment. That contentment itself is not the goal for us, spiritual seekers. We have a larger goal, but if we can become content with things we have, circumstances we are in, and the person I am, then it will be easier for us to actually work towards the goal that we have set for us. Yeah, sure. And to your that song, Vedanta has a wonderful explanation for that. Vedanta says it's a matter not attracting matter. It is spirit in everything. So there is Atman or Brahman even in the material objects. That is actually attracting the Atman and Brahman which is within me. But since I am not capable of realizing myself as spirit, nor I am realizing that the matter, what is actually attracting me is the spirit, I am only seeing the outer layer, the beauty of the car and my misidentification with the joy of driving the car. But actually it is the pull of the spirit for the spirit. But we don't see that, and so we are just valuing the cover or the external of the spirit. Okay.
That's very useful, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. I appreciate that. And yes, I also have a bookshelf filled with unread books. So
Yeah. Yes.
I have two questions actually.
Yeah.
One,
In order to get tenure, they have to raise grants and things.
Right.
There's
Look, it is a need.
competition.
It's a need.
That's
For that person,
it's a need.
it's a need. It's not a want.
But that need becomes very competitive. And
Well-
you cannot be content at that point.
No, it's not like that. It is the rule of the game you are playing. You are into that profession where competition is needed. But people who are not content, they can become competitive in fields which does not require competitiveness. And a person can be competitive in their tenure or green GAN, but still can be a very content person. They are doing it for the sake of need. The need is needed, it is needed. But some people can, go more into details, it requires some explanation, I understand. For some people, this growth or improvement is a source of anxiety. That is, they are not growing happily. They want to prove in themselves, they cannot accept themselves as they are. They always think Only if I compete and come out victorious, then only I am something. It is not a drive from place of joy. Competition for competition's sake, until they compete, they cannot feel they have any self-worth. That is not contentment. But one person can be content about their life, the work they are doing, the course they are teaching, but at the same time, knowing that this is the circumstances now to have grant, I have to write 10 papers. And I have to do it. Okay, this is the difference. But there are many people who, even when there is no need for competition, they will set up competition for themselves. Because it has become their nature. And this growth mania does not give them joy also. It is to prove to the society, prove to themselves, prove to others that I am something. I have some self-worth. Actually, I will touch this on in the second half. Why some people cannot accept themselves. What to do about it. So have you got the point?
Yes, I got the point that we have to understand that is enough, what is enough for us.
What is enough for us? Yeah.
Which one is, when we understand it is enough, that is our decision.
Yeah.
We have to understand this is enough, so we have to stop there. Because whole life we cannot proceed and
Chase,
we cannot
yeah.
proceed. But if one boy could not get promotion, was not able to get promotion in 12th grade or first grade, they have to compete.
Yes,
compete.
they have
There is no
to
question.
strive. They have to strive. Yeah.
There
Yeah.
is competition. So at some point competition we need in our life, but at some other point where we already got enough, or already have enough, then we have to stop.
Right,
So
right.
we have to understand, realize which point we
Yeah.
have to stop.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, if you look, this is the thing. Hypothetically, we think that if we become contented, can humanity progress? It is a hypothesis we are making. But if you really look at the life, people who do progress, except a few exceptions are there. Most of them, they are very contented people in their life. Serene people, peaceful people, happy, satisfied people. But still, look, Francis Collins, who was the head of NIH, the head of Human Genome Project, one of the top scientists of human genome, Francis Collins. What a peaceful guy he is. What a religious person he is. Talking to him will fill you with peace, joy, contented. But he led the Human Genome Project. He was leader of NIH. Under him, many cutting-edge things happened. He was a contented person, but he also aspired for growth, improvement, discovery. Okay.
I think we should continue.
I have two questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one is that I think, thank you, Samiji, the explanation of difference between contentment and complacent, because that's where
Yeah.
I had the initial misconfusions.
Yes,
that
yes.
clarified. And also, I just want to validate this one with you, that when we know that contentment is there, but still we cannot be complacent and we need to grow.
Right.
But at that time, we need to follow the detachment from the result of the growth, right? Because if we have the too much attachment with the result, then we'll become more, again, not contentment, right? So that is where most probably we need to have this
a balance. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That is one validation I wanted to check with you. Second is that in our society, you said that envy is the more pushing, trying to push us, right?
Yeah.
So how we can prevent ourselves from that enviness? Means social media is one thing, but in society also, if you meet different people coming from different backgrounds, some people will be showing off the things.
Yeah.
But it can impact someone, and how he or she can prevent from that impact. Right?
Yeah.
So what we can do?
Yes, it's a very good question. One is to know that envy is a human weakness. And those who are trying to flaunt, actually we should be object of compassion. Because people like to flaunt when they feel empty inside. That's why I tell others, if you feel envious about your friend's Instagram post, your real emotion should be compassion for that person. Because, as I told you, it is a scientifically proven thing, the more a person wants to flaunt, the more actually they are in trouble. So the appropriate emotion for me to that person should be compassion. But those who are trying to flaunt and show off actually suffering. They are actually going to suffering. That suffering they are hiding through all of these things. So really speaking, if we really want good for that person, we should feel compassionate for them. We should look through this show off, external show off. And we should know that actually those people are suffering. And our appropriate response, instead of envy, we should feel compassionate for them. You will find you will have peace of mind. Not only that, it is the right thing to do. Right thing to do. Okay, instead of feeling envy, feel compassionate about them. Compassionate for the Joneses, not being envy for the Joneses.
Basically replace dopaminergic nerve endings with
Serotonin way of living, yeah.
Just replace.
Yes.
Let's take that resolution.
Yes. All right. So, are we up for a guide?